welcome my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to your Timeless Chakra Reading, recorded in April 2023. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons. Mal for short, they're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, almost 25 years in service at the time of this timeless recording. May 1st, Beltane, we're almost there. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a Kindle version of it available. There is a link in the description box if you can believe it. You can click the link and preview a chunk of it for free and catch a whiff of some of the prayers, practices, and principles that have kept me in business all this time, and really even before I started the company. I love that book so much. It's broken down into chakra chapters. This is a chakra read, so it might be helpful. If you want to check it out, click the link and preview it. And if you're down in my description box anyway, go check out my Patreon. It's simply the coolest thing I've ever done. Pretty sure. I've done some pretty cool stuff in this lifetime, but I gotta say, my Patreon is wonderful. My members-only subscription platform that allows me to do all sorts of cool, creative stuff as a mystical artist, a spiritual teacher, a professional intuitive. I've been reading cards since I'm 12 years old. I'm 54 at the time of this timeless recording. Yeah, I know I don't look at things. Well, words of grace for sure. But certainly, it's wonderful. I highly recommend Patreon to my creative friends out there, particularly the Aquarians. All of my subscribers get certain things in common, though we have 8 levels right now. We got Seeker, Human Hero, Angel, Witch, Immortal, Mystic. God, Goddess is the top tier. They get everything available. But all of my subscribers get the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. There's a lot of them. They're all relationship stuff based. And some of them are just juggernauts. They're like an hour long. Some of those are a lot of work. So I'm really glad that that is serving there for all of my subscribers. Unless you'd like to pay-per-view on Vimeo, that's cool. That's why I have Vimeo. But they also get to chat with me every single morning. Haven't missed a day in a really long time with an unused and unlisted YouTube live stream link, chatting about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications of the astrological weather, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something, something to send us on our way. And it's my favorite way to start the day. And I love what we're building over there. It's just really, really cool. So if you want a deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, and the extendeds and the daily check-ins, come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do the explanation so we can get into the divination if you are new to my channel. Yes, this is a chakra read. Most people know what chakras are, but we are doing it in a 10-card spread, essentially based on the work of Carolyn Myss, M-Y-S-S. She's a PhD. Her cards will be used in this, one of them, from her book Anatomy of the Spirit, where she takes the chakras, breaks them into 3 levels of power to do this. I'll be explaining that as I go, most likely. So that will be 8 of the cards. We're dealing with the 8th chakra in these reads. But then you're also going to get a Matt Kahn healing mantra to help you align it, heal it, alchemize the lead to gold. We'll talk about that at some point. And your last card down will be from the chakra reading cards by Rachel Sharman, Rockpool Publishing, to give you a little extra clue, tip, hint, maybe a start here, or look at this first, or sometimes that last piece makes a general read a little bit more specific for people. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. You might have noticed I welcomed the cross-watchers, right? Absolutely, cross-watchers are welcome on my channel, but why you're here is important. You have the opportunity to get insight, understanding, some sympathy, some empathy for the Aquarian that you are cross-watching for. And if you apply some of this to your own energy field, your own chakras, say the mantra or the affirmation that comes with each of the divinatory things in the chakra reading cards, you will be healing, aligning something, right? And therefore holographically helping the Aquarian you are cross-watching for, as well as the entire Aquarian collective. And that's a lot of people on the planet. So General read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs. I know for myself, my moon sign, I'm a Pisces moon, tends to hit my heart chakra or my sacral second chakra, right? Leo rising that I am, solar plexus big time, 9 times out of 10. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs. And I think that's enough explanation. Let's shift to divination, and I shift to divination in a wonderful 2-word spell that my guides gave me last year or so, which really makes all the difference. Watch and see if you can catch it. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And here we go. Using the Mythic Tarot by Juliet Sharman Burke. I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the east, please, beloved gods of fixed air. 3 cards in clarity, face down, root, sacrum, solar plexus chakra for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video drawn to this reading. What's going on in their root chakra? Tribal relationships, physical body, physical world. What's going on in their sacral, their second chakra, money, sex, power, one-on-one relationships, and all that fun stuff. And what's going on in the solar plexus, their relationship to themselves, their honor code, their boundaries, their self-esteem as verb, their personal power, who they want to be in the world. For this timeless chakra read, we're going to get the next 4 down, heart, throat, third eye, crown. This is the masculine dynamic, lower 3 chakra, the yang, looking at yourself from the outside in, inside out, however that works. People, places, and things, relationships in the physical world. This is the inside stuff, the psychological realm. Carolyn Myss calls this first level the literal level of power and survival intuition. Chakras helping you navigate the way through the physical world. This is the internal stuff, creative intuition. The decisions that we make, all of them, their powers on the inner. So let's ask the goddesses what they have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Mysticism for fun and profit. P-R-O-P-H-E-T. Still point. And here we go, as I call upon my beloved goddesses of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the east. Please, beloved goddesses of fixed air, 4 cards, face down, heart, throat, third eye, crown, chakra for the Aquarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video drawn to this reading. What's going on in their emotional power, heart chakra? What's going on in their willpower, spit, swallow, or chew, throat chakra? What's going on in their mental power, third eye, ajna, the servant, that needs to be the servant and not the master, particularly for air signs. Look up the Sanskrit, I ain't joking. And how about that crown chakra, which Aquarians are known for, right? They're just absolutely known for that higher vibe, spiritual stuff in general, which is why I like dating them usually. What do you got for their crown chakra, the 1,000-petaled lotus, their spiritual power for this timeless chakra read? 1 more of these chakra cards to hit the table. And that would be, as aforementioned, a Caroline Myss archetype card. That's MYSS. She's a PhD. Sacred Contracts is a life-changing work, and has certainly, all of her books have had huge impact on my life. And certainly there are more archetypes than are available in these cards, because I said it in the last reading for Capricorn. I need a cement mixer if we had a piece of cardboard for every archetype, right? So this determines the healing, the shadow work, the shift from the shadow attribute to the light attribute, the lead to the gold, 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table, that must be released, transformed, alchemized is the language I prefer, from lead to gold, alchemy and all of that. So this sends down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting your electromagnetic fields, what you attract and what you repel, and no one's aware of how that's going on and when it's going on, so that you have the choice to heal or not heal, or to not delay that which can't be prevented. Because again, how many times you want to keep reincarnating to do this? Please take a nice deep breath. All right, let's get that contract done. Breathe. I can keep these light. I'm pretty good at it. Still point. And the pantheons have more fun when we have fun. So I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra, indicating the shadow work, the healing, the soul power to be alchemized from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, fear to love, poverty to prosperity, perdition to paradise, toxic to healthy, disease to ease, hell to heaven. I think I said perdition to paradise, which is my favorite, because I do love me some Aquarians, freaks of the zodiac. So many of my friends and lovers along the way have been in my aqua lungs. So please, what is their dominant 8th chakra so they can do and bring their chakras into alignment in this timeless chakra read? The teacher archetype, wisdom family archetype. Oh dear. There are 9 different families. The wisdom family is obviously how you develop your wisdom, but wisdom comes through experience in the world. You can read all the books that you want, right? All the cookbooks. You can study it. But you ain't got creme brulee wisdom until you put torch to sugar, and that's not my gig. I'm a potion witch. I'll be glad to make you a bolognese that'll bring tears of joy to your eye, but do not give me a flamethrower, a blowtorch, or anything like that. So, written on the card is, like I said, the shadow and the light attribute. Look at that as lead as gold and gold. Those 3 atoms in between cannot be cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, or if you like, released, forgiven, healed. So, this might give some of my Generation X friends a bit of a flashback. The shadow attribute, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Essentially, Pink Floyd's The Wall. We don't need no education, please. I heard that song way too young. Not at all. Woo! Yeah, no, I'm a really good teacher. I'm an autodidact, self-taught. The light attribute, ability to communicate, knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And remember, communication isn't always so verbal. You can communicate through action. You can communicate in all sorts of different ways. And this doesn't necessarily mean you've got a classroom, the teacher, right? A facilitator is another word for it. An instructor, right? Even in your day-to-day work, career, vocation, your relationships, chances are, hopefully you're teaching by example, which is huge. That's the most important thing, to keep it in the light, not the shadow, right? But also to help people, right? In terms of a service, to share your wisdom in a way rather than manipulating or abusing students, which just never goes well. So, since we laid these out from the root up, we're going to read them now from the 8th chakra down. Your spiritual power is the card of the universe, Shakti, the life dancer, the world card. Last card in the major arcana before it reboots. I can only say that you have graduated spiritually, or you've come to the end of a cycle. I would certainly recommend looking up the word Shakti, S-H-A-K-T-I. Shakti Gawain was the first metaphysical book, creative visualization, I read back in, like, what was that, the early 80s, right? So that name has a lot of meaning for me, as well as the goddess Shakti depicted here on the card, as well as there's an energy called Shakti energy, Shakti pot, right? It's just one of those words. And believe me, it's a Sanskrit word that means it probably has 8 or 9 different definitions, depending on the words around it or the inflection, all that. So the crown chakra doesn't have language. That cognizes in the 3rd eye. That's the mental stuff. This is the radar dish. This, all panels, all 1,000 petals of the 1,000-petaled lotus of the crown chakra are wide open. You completed something. Congratulations. You are the winner, chicken dinner. Oh, 3rd eye, you got the 2 of swords. Analysis, not shocked. You freaking Aquarians. Thinking about it, got a choice to make. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Now, not what do I want or what do I feel? What do I think? The card of analysis here is depicted by the goddess Mu, M-O-O, and fencing, right? Like, if you don't know anything about swordplay, well, that kind of swordplay, I mean literal, whatever, you know that you're thinking not just about your next move or your opponent's next move. It's like you've got all those patterns, right? All of those strategeries in your head. So there's probably a choice indicated here, but analysis is also about gathering information, and it's not general information. You don't do general analysis. Analysis is usually more detail oriented, but it's only a 2, perfect for the 3rd eye, Oh, and, okay, the sacred truth for the crown chakra is live in present time. Carolyn Myss, Anatomy of the Spirit. Brilliant work. The sacred truth for the third eye is seek only truth. So you might be going, well, is this the truth? Something can appear true and still not be the truth. The sun does not rise in the east and set in the west if the planet rotates on an axis. And spoiler alert, ours does, right? But we all say that it rises in the east and sets in the west. It's not truth. It may indeed appear true. It's still not truth. Throat chakra, spit, swallow, or chew. Oh, you're going deep, aren't you? 9 of Blades, keyword criticism. This takes this analysis to a more microscopic level. You've got a lot to think about and you're chewing on it. I wouldn't say this is someone spitting it out just yet. And even if you think of the 9 of Blades, the 9 of Swords, right? I love doing this Rider-Waite Tarot. All right, all those swords, and if you look at the bedspread, it's the signs of the zodiac in there. A lot of people don't know that. It's there if you look. Good old Pamela Coleman Smith, Pixie, as her friends used to call her. This is definitely perhaps your critical thinking, or you're chewing on something to get down to the granular, to get down to what's at the core of this thing. The 10 of Blades, which in this deck is much lighter than what we see in traditional Rider-Waite based tarot, is certainly a card of mental resolution, of all the pieces of the puzzle coming together. So I don't think you're that far away, but your choices, your willpower are key to this, because it might be one little teeny tiny detail. I have an Aquarian friend of mine who is a computer tech, let's just leave it at that, right? And, you know, people call him in to do all this stuff, and sometimes it's the tiniest little detail of it's not plugged in, right? So he gets called in to plug the thing back in and gets paid. Drives him nuts though, right? So like it can be something critical, but a detail in all of this in terms of your wisdom and how you express it. And as a teacher, what's coming out your throat chakra? Are you being overly critical, abusing students or yourself, right? Like how you can be critical of yourself. Heart chakra, well, your second major arcana card, and you got the Wheel of Fortune, Spider Woman, the Life Weaver. This is about your soul contract, not your sacred contracts, not just your contracts with other people, but it's time. There's something in divine timing here in your heart that you incarnated to do. It's in your contract, some way, shape, or form. So with all of the analysis and the criticism that we see in between the head and the heart, which makes sense, because you want to know the reasons. But the divine doesn't truck in reason. It trucks in purpose that we usually don't see till later, right? So at some point you gotta say, all right, this is my fate, then I can alchemize the lead of fate into the gold of destiny as a teacher. Now, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I'm pretty much a teacher lifelong. My mother was a teacher. I was raised in that kind of environment, right? So I bet she regrets telling me to go look shit up because, man, that's how I learned about the different meanings of words, and I've been pretty much unstoppable ever since. So this is definitely a heart contract thing that you are dealing with. It is time. The wheel is turning. And it also talks about the interconnectivity of all things, hence the web. You know, you jiggle one part of the web, the whole web shakes in that way. Shake it. Solar plexus, personal power. Oh, the devil. Let's talk about Pan. First of all, I don't see Pan as a devil. He's one of my gods. A horny little goat god. I love him, the god of nature, the masculine face of nature, of which many archetypes have descended since. Robin Goodfellow, Puck, and etc. Mr. Dumbness, over and over and over again. Of course, this is a card of restraint, fear, addiction, codependency, but essentially, let's just call it what it is. Lead. Lead is gold waiting to be released, right? Ready to become the difference between an insulator and a conductor, if we want to keep it in that sort of electronical energy language there. Certainly, what are the chains that are binding you back? Now, sometimes that can be your honor code. It's like, I don't want to rip this person's head off, Looks like you could with that criticism in the throat chakra. That could be a little deadly, right? Words hurt, but you know, sometimes the truth hurts. So the chewing on that might be helpful here. But what is holding back your personal power? What are you fear? Well, that's the question to ask. Well, what am I personally afraid of here? And then sometimes chewing on that, and your heart will have the answer that you didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with being afraid. It's what you do with it. The Course in Miracles says, God cannot heal what we will not acknowledge. So this might be an acknowledgement of, I'm afraid if I speak my truth or I act honorable here, something bad's going to happen to me, right? You see what and that's just one example of many. But if I open my mouth, if I say the truth here, things won't go well for me. And yet, it's your honor code. My solar plexus says no, the answer is no. My solar plexus says, oh, this feels good, I take a step. If it goes, absolutely do it, then I do it, right? Second chakra. Ooh, Page of Swords. Now, to me, pages are not necessarily people. Pages are messages, right? A message is from a messenger, but that can be from an organization. That can be an intuitive message. But element of air, we're staying in your element here. This is certainly about some kind of communication going back and forth. Messages probably given and received, second chakra, one-on-one. This can also indicate a bit of, yes, that stalker energy, sure, right? Someone scoping and probing online, trying to get deets and details and all of that, facts and figures, often fiction. But this can be a back and forth communication, but it does feel like it's at a distance. This is actually Aeolus, if you ever watched Hercules, the legendary adventures. He was so cute, that blondie, little sidekicky guy. I love him. But one of the gods of the winds. So, you know, a lot of information coming in, certainly in all levels now that we carry around the Alexandrian libraries in our phones all the time, right? All sorts of info coming in. Let's see what's going on in the physical. Oh, shit. You got the moon, Hecate, goddess of the crossroads, goddess of witches, and has been with me since birth. I love me some Hecate, the three faces at the crossroad of three, right? Look at Cerberus, oh good puppy, puppy, puppy. Goddess of an underworld, a chthonic goddess, but the moon card is about things might be very cloudy with a chance of mystical meatballs going on in the physical world. You can't see. You can't see what's going to happen. I mean, we're where we are on the planet right now. That's not shocking. We're jumping quantum timelines with blinks of eyes where it used to take us 50 years to jump a timeline, right? No. It's okay. Your answers here, I would think just what's on the table. These 8 chakras, that you are getting a teaching lesson so that you can turn around and teach, right? But your answers here seem to be in the crown, and in the heart, and in your solar plexus, and in your root chakra, to really bring all that in together. So look, it would make sense. If you can't see clearly, why wouldn't you be afraid? It's okay. It really is. It's called fear of the unknown. But really, there are 3 controlling fears. Here, I'll give you this for free, Carol and Myss. The fear of humiliation, the first controlling fear. You live through it. The grace of humility is the shield against that. Know that you don't know, but be willing to be shown. The fear of chaos, which is divine order, that we don't understand. That could be part of this too, particularly if you can't see where you're going, so to speak. And then the fear of the divine, that we will be annihilated for all sorts of crazy cuckoo reasons that we have that have been passed down for centuries, if not millennia, societally and genetically. So this is a very powerful thing. But your ability to teach by example here is huge, of course, by your own choice. Are you going to take the hero's journey? Are you going to take the fate and alchemize it into destiny, let into gold? That's why we got a Matt Kahn healing mantra to help with that. These work. I write down all of mine for my Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. I have them in a little book that I kind of like keep track of. And sure enough, they come in extremely helpful when I use them. So let's ask the Ascended Masters of Wisdom. Please take a nice deep breath. Because they're cool. In an all-knowing kind of way. Still point. And yet all of them are fun too. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Wisdom, which are pretty much all of you, please, beloved ones, one card in clarity for the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading, the perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize the teacher in the 8th. Shakti, the life dancer, in the crown. 2 of blades, analysis in the 3rd eye. 9 of blades, analysis in the throat. Wheel of Fortune, Spider Woman, life weaver in the heart. Pan, the devil, in the solar plexus. Page of Swords in the 2nd chakra, and the moon in their base. The perfect healing mantra to help them do this for this timeless read. Uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. And that is true of everyone. But that's why this is really important. It is your personal role in the unity of it all. You shift your energy field a little bit, the quantum timelines shift. That's how it works. Every choice, every decision. So take this as the learning journey that it is, because if you don't show up, it don't work. Do you ever have like a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, and then there's that one piece that you can't find, right? You got the whole thing together, and you're, flipping over the couch, going through the garbage, right? It's like, that's really important, that piece. If it decides, yeah, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, we need you. Uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Now, granted, people could take that in a really toxic way, right? Not better than everybody else, at one with everybody else. Big difference. Hi, Melchior. Oh, I just got an ankle bonk from a Taurus kitty, your opposite sign. Bite those ears off, he's so cute. When confidence is uncovered, you are living from a space of renewed purpose, not reason, purpose. You know your place in the cosmos, and you are an expression of eternal light. Now, light equals truth. Symbolically speaking, that's not new, right? Enlightenment is in truth-ment. There is no wavering on decisions or second-guessing your instincts. Confidence allows you the peace of mind to stand tall in your truth and to move forward courageously. Now, before we go further, courage, root of that word is cœur, which is French for the heart. This is your destiny we're talking about here. Show up. You can. I know you can. Where did I leave off? To stand courageously. Knowing anything that comes your way can only inspire the gift of endless expansion. The expansion of your wisdom, the expansion of whatever needs to be expanded. This mantra is ideal for resolving insecurities. Well, the devil, solar plexus. Easing personal concerns and finding true safety in your body and in the world. And if things seem cloudy, mysterious, can't see, occluded, which is a good word, right? You get something in your eye, makes it foggy, can't see, it's called an occlusion. Then honestly, I'm going to say your root chakra intuition is going to kick in. Pay attention to it, because that stuff bypasses the mind. That's fight, flight, flee, freeze, fawn, all that stuff. My mom calls it rat magic in me, because I always know when to leave the party before the fight breaks out. I just do. It's an earth sign thing that I have. So uncover your confidence. You're going to be fine. And remember, your teaching example. Course in Miracles says all of us are teachers. But which curriculum are we teaching? Fear or love, lead or gold, on and on and on. Okay. Last card down, as I said, the chakra reading cards, Rockpool Publishing. I'm just going to say Rachelle. Rachelle, R-A-C-H-E-L-L-E. I think Rachel would just be the, but if anybody knows her, or if you're watching, please let me know the correct pronunciation of your name. I just find that to be polite to the best of my ability. So let's ask the higher self, your higher self, because whoever else is involved here, this feels very singular. This feels like this is all about you, even if there is some weird and wacky going back and forth with that Page of Swords in the 2nd chakra. Please take a nice deep breath. Watching you, Milky. Still point. And it's a square, not a... Taurus is, thank you, Taurus is a square to Aquarius. Leo's its opposite. Chatty guides. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video drawn to this reading, please, beloved ones, the higher selves for all those Aquarians, it's got to be a lot of work. Please, one card in clarity for them to help them alchemize the teacher in the 8th, world, universe in the crown, 2 of blades, analysis in the 3rd eye, 9 of blades, criticism in the throat, wheel of fortune, life weaver, spider woman, destiny into fate, into destiny in the heart, Pan, the devil in the solar plexus, page of swords in the sacrum, and moon in the root. What is their entry point? A little clue, a little tip, a little hint. And to help them heal and align all of this in this timeless chakra read. Determination. Uh-oh. My Aquarian friend, I call him a juggernaut, he is. Determination. These are salmon swimming upstream to spawn, which is a lot of successes for one word. Determination, I'm going to say that's solar plexus. That yellow there, just going out on a limb, Shirley MacLaine, on that one. What's going on over there? Do I have to turn this reading around? It's the last card. Everybody behave. That's called mama voice. Card number 16, determination, solar plexus chakra. Are you shocked? You shouldn't be, but maybe you are, and that's okay too. Card number 16, determination, solar plexus chakra. You have called this card into your awareness today as a reminder of the power and importance of determination. This powerful energy is calling you to align with it as you bring out the determination that lies within you. Okay. Everything at some point requires that extra energy to push it to the next stage of creation. Determination and will, throat chakra, are keys to amplifying your desired outcome at this time. And with that criticism card, I would say that there are some details here that you might still want to chew on before. I mean, you can still be determined, but maybe not so much action just yet. You may have been working hard on a certain project and have come to a standstill. You may have doubts and the negative thoughts may be overshadowing your dreams. It is natural to have doubts. However, pulling this card is a sign that it's time to get focused and determined. Nothing in the world can take this dream from you. My whole lower back just relaxed for you. I love that. Talk about support. Allow the fire in your belly to rise as you bring forth the energy required to move to the next stage in your manifestation. So you're going to melt those chains right off you. If you want, if you choose, it's time to be focused and clear on your outcome. What is it that you would like to create? What are your desires? You are the only one to make this happen. You are the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. And it's important to keep your eye on the goal. Don't let it go. Do what needs to be done to make it happen. When you feel like all the odds are against you and you want to give up, know that you have the determination to succeed. This powerful energy lives inside you and is ready and waiting for you to surrender to its calling. So maybe not to anybody else would you have to surrender. You're surrendering to your own internal power to do what need be done. I love this. Call forth the power of determination to once again bring you into alignment with your dreams and desires. It's truly amazing what you can achieve when you put your mind to something and apply determination. This is a great trait of a champion athlete. Sploosh. It's time for you to be a champion and go for what you desire. You ready? Here's your affirmation. I am an unstoppable being of love and determination. Fucking juggernaut. I am sending him this video. I don't often do, but that's like him. In a nutshell. Rather tough, juggernauting nutshell. So, with all the cards on the table, I will now do a bless summation, not to insult anybody's intelligence, but it's a combination of the word blessing and summation. We made it up over on Patreon. And then at the end of that, the reading will officially be done, but hang out to the very end. We're going to talk about my 25 years in business at Drawing the Circle, because there are some changes being made. But first, the blessing. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross-Watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize the teacher archetype in their 8th chakra, embracing their ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, and or wisdom. Because they graduated something. They completed a cycle spiritually. They might be way more ahead of the game that they realize, but it's all up here, and the tricky stuff seems to be down there. So, of course, with analysis in the third eye makes sense. That is a superpower for them. But to go back and forth, particularly, and chew on the details, right? Be very, very clear that they be kind to themselves, that they not shoot themselves with those arrows, that they not beat themselves up for not knowing, which obviously is not meant to be known yet, but they have the answers in the crown chakra. It's just getting it down and chewing on it for a bit, and that's going to move something in their heart. It's time. It's time to alchemize some fear into love, some shadow into light, some illusion into truth, as we see with the determination doubling up here in the solar plexus with the Devil card. Now, Pan is a natural force, as is fear. There are healthy types of fear, like, ooh, rattlesnake, gotta go, I'm out, right? But this feels more like personal power. This feels like a fear, or at least a constraint, that what happens if they do follow their confidence, if they do make this happen, if they do speak their truth, because there does seem to be a communication issue in some way, shape, or form between themselves and most likely another person. I doubt it's more than one other person. This might be one person about the communications, but they do not feel face-to-face communication. It feels like there's an intermediary there somewhere, probably technological, that may or may not be helping clarify what's going on with the moon. Their root chakra will tell them in any given moment whether it's time to get the fuck out of there or put down roots, right? And of course there are other stages in there as well, other options, other choices. So help them, beloved pantheons of the divine, to uncover their confidence, their courage, their heart here, because they are the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. So we can't pull any of this off without them. So may they be blessed with that determination in the solar plexus to heal, to grow, to learn, to align themselves with the truth of who they are, embody that truth, and teach by example, for their well-being, for all of our well-being, for the well-being of all of life on planet Earth, and considering it's Aquarians, probably beyond planet Earth, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. Nanu nanu. As we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. So it is, you freaks. I love you so much. If you liked the reading, hit the thumbs up. Please comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because all that stuff does is helps other people find this reading. The Aquarians and the Cross-Watchers, because we don't have algorithms on Patreon, and let's face it, YouTube has become a gateway drug to Patreon in all sorts of different ways for all sorts of different creators. So go check it out. Just go look. I'm doing a lot of cool stuff there. Always adding new stuff, always shifting, and they might add a free subscription button eventually. We'll see what happens when that happens. So come play out on Patreon. I promise you won't regret it. Check out my book, Words of Grace, a whole solar plexus chakra in there, which could, I think, be very, very helpful. But like I said, 25 years in service, drawing the circle as an S corporation before LLCs existed. I've been charging for 25 years. I've been charging $100 an hour for reading or spiritual counseling, individual, party, group. If I went over the hour, it was on me. If they wanted to tip me, that was on them. We're changing that all up. May 1st, that will change. There is a video in the description box, booking a reading with Mal. It will be remade, but it will tell you everything you need to know about booking a reading with me before, during, and even after. We can Zoom record it. We cover all that there. But if you book me for a session before May 1st, even if the appointment is for after May 1st, I will of course honor the $100 amount for that, the flat rate, but things are changing, and I think we're going to do like a Build-A-Bear kind of thing, build a lion reading with Mal, whatever. Most importantly though, you've got this. I love you. You guys are freaking juggernauts, and you can fly high enough, get up into that higher mind, Aquarius, see things from the satellite POV, and then teach us what we need to know. I love you. Hang in there, do the alchemy, heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.